the um archetypes have a couple of them have starting vehicles. I'm assuming we do not actually have those at the start.
Which archetype are you going for?
What was it called? The big lug is, I think, the archetype
Let me
that
check him out.
closest fits, despite the fact that he's not a lug nor big. But it's the only one that started with the toolkit and had the bonus and skills that I actually had, so or would use.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can have that. No problem. Right. Although it's not exactly the sort of thing you can fit in your pocket, you know.
Well, yeah, it starts. It says it starts with where where is it? It starts with a quote unquote heavy vehicle, and I don't know. Like it's like okay, but I'm assuming we're not gonna be driving anywhere because we're military, right?
I mean, you're
Or the
military.
closest.
You don't specifically have to be military, but kind of seems like that's what your character is,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Effectively,
Yeah.
we
Um, but if you want a vehicle, you can have that because it is there.
okay.
Um,
I don't know because that's the kind of like outside like resource that typically I don't see like people starting with, but the system I guess is just different in the way. So I just want to make sure if it's like, oh, you just have a vehicle and that's gonna be kind of like maybe like breaking because you shouldn't be able to like just freely travel or whatever at the beginning. But
no.
it's up to you.
Do you want something
I just wanted
else?
to make sure.
If you
Oh
want
no,
something else, you could. I don't know. You could pick something
that's
else.
yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
I there's no stat sheet for it, so I couldn't even come up with some other equivalent.
okay. Well then, I guess we'll get back to technically bit. So,
Mm-hmm. Yes, I understood everything you said.
why don't you refresh me a bit on who your characters are? I don't think I ever got any in-depth backgrounds from you.
You want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. Okay. Um. My character is Damien Kaloth. He is the son of kind of like a rich dude, but like a rich family that owns or like co-owns this company, Kaloth Zaz Engineering. So they're like an engineering type deal. So he's got some like growings up in like a rich community, but he bailed on all of that beeswax very recently to go and like run away and live his own kind of life that's not like predetermined for him. Egged on by stories of his uncle who ran away under similar circumstance long ago to go be a fighter pilot.
Okay.
After watching Dune, I'm like, God damn it. But but yeah, that's pretty much what he's got going on. His brother is like his older brother runs that company now, but he doesn't really have too much affiliate. Like, Damien himself doesn't have too much affiliation with it, and that's pretty much what I've got. He's like ran off to like, you know, claim this, make his claim to similar glory his uncle did many years ago.
All right. I remember some of that. That's good to know. How about Villas? Who are you?
So my character's name is Connor Ross, and he is the son of Aaron Ross, who is a former mecha pilot and was quite successful in past endeavors, but got old and retired and ended up becoming a instructor slash kind of like local folk hero on this uh, planet country wherever we're starting. Like not kind of not any like big shot celebrity, but kind of like, you might see someone like walk down the street, wave at him, and be like, "Hey, I know that guy," type of thing. So he grew up and basically got into like military academies using his family connection, and started basically training since like a young kid to be a mecha pilot, just like his father. Problem is he wasn't very good at it, and he kept failing and messing up in a lot of things. And as he continued to be a disappointment, his old war veteran drunk dad got more and more angry with him, and started punishing him in different ways to try to help to motivate him, and putting him in more severe, basically like conditioning like tests to try to like improve his aptitude. Eventually, one day, after many years of this, he kind of snapped when an argument broke out in his home, and his dad started hitting his mom, and he took a wrench and basically caved his dad's skull in, who's now in a coma. After that, he got thrown in jail for a while. The altercation messed up his leg a bit, and it didn't properly get medical attention while he was in jail. And after all of the like legal nonsense blew over, he was eventually released, and it was deemed as a self-defense. But he got kicked out of the military academy on the grounds of not being psychologically sound. So now he works repairing vehicles and mecha as basically a grunt of the military. And he has to basically do public service in that way in order to, before he can actually like be a free man again.
All right. This is all very good to hear. Taking some notes down to make sure I've got all this right. All right. So, let me move you guys over to our correct spot. Change scenes a bit.
Ooh.
I have a good. I don't know. Okay. So, unfortunately, I don't really have an exact time for where we're at right now, but I'd say it's about the right around noon.
All right.
And things are about, how should I say, about business as usual, thankfully. Let me ask, what are you guys doing right now? You're currently underground or somewhere on the base in Switzerland.
Okay. So we're like military base, Switzerland. Are we in like the should I need to look at it again? Is it like an NAA base?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Pooch?
Yeah.
Is it an NAA base?
Yes, it is.
Okay, gotcha. I guess then I'm kind of just like trotting around wide-eyed and at all the shit I see.
How about
Shock
Connor?
and awe.
Where's Connor?
Where's Connor? If it's midday, then he's probably in the pits working on repairing some broken vehicle or mecha.
All right.
Nose to the grindstone, so to speak, with a welder and a mask. Someone probably yelling at him because he's too slow while he's limping and trying to get whatever piece of machinery he's working on back to functional condition.
All right. Well, well, you guys are you kind of continue on like that for a bit. They're really like nothing. Okay. So, you guys continue on like that for a while. Connor, you have a. I suppose you're eventually able to finish whatever you're working on, and after a little while, suddenly the both of you hear a muffled crash coming from above ground, and then suddenly there's shaking. You guys, if there's anything on shelves near you, you see stuff starts falling off, and people around you start to stumble. And
Damn, we're underground. That's something big.
and immediately after that happens, the lights turn off for about half a second before being replaced by big red emergency lights. Suddenly start hearing a siren blaring throughout the entire facility. And as it does that, you hear a PA suddenly ordering everyone, all inhabitants, to head to designated bunkers. Which I should mention along with that, you guys see NAA staff and soldiers and stuff starting to corral people to elevators and stairs, just about wherever they can to get lower.
Okay. I'm gonna hug in like towards the outside of the crowd and kind of follow along as they gesture me to go, but just sticking close to the like personnel, military personnel.
And I suppose Connor is going to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll do my best to hobble along and follow the crowd.
Excuse me. And if either of you have any interest in rolling for a bit of awareness, now's the time to do it.
Okay. Let me see where that skill is at. What? Why is it asking that?
What have good awareness?
Whoop.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this. Oh no. Oh no.
Why does it?
Oh, yeah.
Why does it have that many bonuses?
+9, +0, +0. Why does it have 2 +0? Oh, that's probably because it
From the
counts
level
your-
and the IP. Yeah.
Yeah. That probably makes sense.
But yeah, if it asks
It
for
is-
a modifier, just hit like okay if you don't
Yeah.
have one.
I don't know why that keeps showing up.
Excuse me, sorry, I'm chewing.
That's okay.
That's
Here's the-
all right.
You're just a hungry man.
Kind of low-key hope the coronavirus means that no one's gonna show up to trick or treat.
Will you get more candy?
No, it's just I don't want to deal with a bunch of kids showing up at my door.
You know, as long as your porch light is off, they won't bother you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think. Yet they still do sometimes.
All right. So, unfortunately, Damien, right as you're about to get a glimpse at some security monitors, someone gets right in front of you, and you have to keep moving. And you eventually end up in an elevator. It's a rather wide one too. However, Connor, you're just barely able to see an administrator's computer monitor. And you see there's some big red warning text on there, which reads "NOK attack."
Do I know what that abbreviation stands for?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's in your library. Like, go to that, like the little library tab.
I
It's
mean,
one of the
sorry.
other. It's one of the other 3 nations, or one of the other 2, I guess.
Um. Oh, right. Okay. And I'm assuming I know that in character, right? Okay. No, not the NOK.
Not
All my best friends are from the NOK. Connor does not actually say that loud, as he doesn't have any friends.
Well, Connor, you're also ushered in. People kind of have to push and shove you to get around you because you're just so slow. Until eventually you load up onto an incredibly, a strangely wide elevator that's usually only used for loading equipment and such like that. And as you're looking around on there, I should mention that you see a younger guy about, I don't know how old, about 16 years old, also on the elevator with you. One of the staff presses a button on the side of the console, and you feel the elevator start to move down. I get the feeling that this elevator isn't exactly it's not quite made for a bunch of civilians to be on. It's a loud, noisy thing.
It's for like hauling bits and junk and lots of heavy things.
Yeah. So you see the number, the display for which level you're on. You're at 6, and it starts to drop. B6, B7, B8, and it continues to drop. B37, and then quickly the elevator rumbles to a stop, and everyone around you starts to murmur as the lights go dark, and the display finally reads B38, wherein the elevator door opens up, and your group of people starts to be ushered through a series of halls until you finally open up into a large room with a series of pods in it. There's a eerie lighting in here emanating from each one. And they start forming a queue for everyone. And the 2 of you happen to be put together.
Okay.
So, one by one, staff and soldiers start ushering people into the pods and start putting in a series of codes.
Have we ever seen these pods before? Do we know what they are?
You have no idea?
If I were a betting boy, there's some kind of escape pod, but I wouldn't know. That's just my assumption.
You want to take a closer look?
Yes. Allow me to look closer. Allow me to look closer.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Well, that's a pretty good look close.
I pull out a magnifying glass.
If you would like, you can head up right next to one of the staff there, and see what's going on.
Okay. I kind of like slyly nudge in closer a little bit. You know, I'm trying to make it seem like a nonchalant thing.
Do you want them to notice you?
No. I don't want them to. It's like my thing. It's like I'm just like getting a little closer. Like, oh, geez, it's stuffed in this elevator. I'm like vying for space here.
You step out of the queue just a little bit to get a closer look at the pod. There's someone on the inside. The cover comes up. A person inside of it looks rather disturbed, I should say. And as the staff member presses a few buttons, there's a display there that says 5 years. And they hit a big green button, and instantly the inside snaps and crackles with ice.
Oh my god, they're going to freeze us.
In an instant, In an instant, the person's figure on the inside becomes a foggy silhouette.
Oh my god, they're going to freeze us.
Hmm. And
How
I don't
close
see
am-
any of this,
how,
right?
how close am I to Connor? Is he like the next person in line with me or whatever?
Yeah, you took one quick step out of the queue. It hasn't moved.
Okay, I meant like in the queue. Is he like in front of me, behind me, kind of thing?
I'd say he's right in front of you.
Right in front of me.
Yeah.
I kind of just murmur to myself, loud enough for it to be heard, not necessarily intentionally, but are they gonna freeze us?
Connor looks back and looks at the pods. Does he notice the same thing? Does he notice like the ice in the pods? Does it look to him
might
to
be
be
able
a
to-
cryopod?
You might be able to see the fog or like the foggy silhouette type beat, but like
Well,
that might be about it.
you certainly hear what the young chap behind you says. If you also want to roll for awareness, or just yeah, if you want to roll for awareness again, give yourself a little bonus for it. Say about +3.
That's 3. Okay.
We're doing lots of awareness right now.
Dude, I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Huh?
Holy shit.
Bruh.
This motherfucker knows something I don't.
A 10 and a 1. Amazing.
Awful smart dude. Yeah, you were able to notice. You notice after the kid behind you mumbles to himself. You hear what he says and start looking around. When you look back, you see that pretty much all the pods behind you have been filled up, and much akin to the silhouette that Damien saw. You observe rows and rows of silhouettes of people in different poses that seem to have been frozen in time.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
okay.
So, we quickly evacuated, and we don't have. I don't have my armor or gun or anything, basically. I'm effectively just wearing, like, the scrubs that, like, a welder would be wearing.
Oh yeah, that's a good
I
question.
have no equipment at all. There's no way I can fight out of this, even if I could escape, which I can't because of my limb.
That's a good question. What do you guys have in your pockets?
I keep that thing on me.
That thing.
I keep that thing on me. I got a little side piece.
Oh yeah.
It's the only thing I took from me outside of a couple of bones, a couple of wing-wangs, a couple of money.
Cromer?
I got a. Where did I write it? Did I write it down in here? It's the. Did I write it down in here? It's like the stock standard pistol.
Okay. You keep that in your pockets.
Yeah.
Oh. Anything else in there?
Nothing of importance. I've got like a little backpack and like a side bag that it's just like stuff for your common adventurer needs. Like changes of clothes, some like minor supplies.
All right.
To be out and about on my own.
Mm-hmm. Well, the queue continues moving along.
Yeah, so it's
And,
called the combat pistol.
until eventually there is only one person in front of Connor, and therefore only two people in front of Damien.
Yes.
The last person in front of Connor lies down in their pod. You can see they're quite scared to be doing this. However, after a bit of hesitation, they finally lie down and lie on their stomach, covering their head. And with a sickening whoosh, they are also encased in ice, leaving only the two of you. Well, not only the two of you, but it's your turn.
We're up next.
Oh boy.
One of the staff members, who is flanked by an NAA soldier, gestures to you and offers you to hop in a pod.
I guess with our experience in the military, do either of us like know that this is like normal? Or because like being under attack and me be like, all right, time to get frozen, like that seems a little that's a little odd, right? That's not typical like operating procedures, is it?
Let me see if there's a skill that we could refer to for that.
Gun right now.
I feel like if it would be anything, it could just be straight intelligence, or something else you might want to try rolling.
Right. Only other thing I think of is like maybe like strategy or tactics, but
I think
I don't have
outside
ranks
of
in either of those.
outside of intelligence, the only thing would probably just be awareness and / notice, because it's like how aware of you are of these things, I guess. But
Yeah, that's a
beyond
little
that, I
shaky.
think exactly. Beyond that, just like intelligence is probably as good as it's gonna get, or education.
Oh yeah, education. You could go for that.
I don't know if you can roll, or where would you even roll that at? Is the other thing.
Where is education?
Oh my god, that's a good question.
Oh right, it's just the attribute, it's not a skill.
Why isn't there a roll button for your stats?
I don't expect you to be rolling stats.
Game sucks.
Probably.
Lack of foresight estimates my head.
You'll pay dearly for your lack of foreskin.
Okay, so I guess with an education check,
Actually, education is technically a skill, isn't it?
it's like a
Yes, it's a pseudo skill.
stat.
It's the only substat in Mechton Zeta.
Yeah,
Because
weird.
that's a thing that needs to exist. Well, with that, I rolled high.
Is that your education roll?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I have bad education. So I dropped that.
Well, is Damien gonna roll for it?
Yeah, I'll take a shot at it.
You guys got white kid names. You know that?
I'm sorry.
Oh
Okay.
shit. I've got a
just-
plus. It should be +5. I've got a +5 in a 5 in my education, so that should be a 14.
14. Well, unfortunately, there is, to your knowledge, there is no precedent for this sort of thing having been used before.
What all I'll say is my character's last name and the name of the company, that the co-owned company are Middle Eastern names. That's all I'll say. I'll just say that.
Wow, I can't believe your parents whitewashed your name. This makes my head.
Oh, okay.
I was
I'm
kind of
sorry.
going for like a Middle Eastern dad, white mom type thing.
Ah,
Gotcha.
that makes sense to me. Alright, so are we hopping in the pods?
All right. I guess while being kind of concerned about all of this, Connor will go ahead and get in the pod.
Alright. There's a soft cushion underneath you, although I have to say it's certainly not comfortable being in a pod that you are now well aware is meant to freeze you for 5 years.
Mm-hmm. The officer you said, does he have a name tag?
Name tag?
Yeah, the officer that you said was standing there.
Yes, of course.
Or
The soldier or the staff member?
I guess both.
Yes, they do.
All right. before he finally goes in to get popsicle, Connor wants to look at the name tags to see if he knows like maybe like who they are or if they've been here before, if they're maybe don't belong here. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Um, well, I think that would be intelligence to try and remember.
Okay.
Um, hmm. Well, let's think here. I'm gonna say you at least remember the staff member. They're someone that you've seen in the halls before. Last name Mills.
Okay.
Never seemed to be like a spy or whatever you're trying to insinuate here.
Well, basically, I just want to know is there something potentially sus going on? Since, it's all of a sudden we're attacked and then everyone get ushered underground and frozen. It's like, and as far as that's very abnormal. I don't know. Back of my mind, my character's probably thinking like, are they like trying to like freeze us all to like because they're planning to do something to us or like I don't know. He doesn't know. He's just kind of suspicious because he knows something's up.
Well, as far as you know, Mills and Banks, that's the name of the soldier, as you can see on their name tags, they both seem to be normal looking AA people.
Okay.
So,
Hesitantly, but without actually putting up any physical resistance, Connor Ross will step into his cryopod.
alright. Cover goes up, and Damien, you see the cover go up. A staff member press a series of buttons on the front of the pod, hits a big green button, and the guy that was right in front of you in line is frozen.
I see.
Thankfully, there's a little green light and a series of readouts showing vitals and such things like that.
Okay.
Meaning it is now your turn.
I kind of look at it and I'm like hesitant a little bit. I look to the two staff members and I kind of let out a little sigh and I shrug and I'm like, all right, just walk on in.
All right. You hop on in, much the same. The cushion seems about as comfortable as it can get for something that's designed to freeze you. Cover goes up, and in your last moments, you see the staff member look you over and then head to your feet. And then you hear a rush of wind before silence. You guys have any fun dreams lately?
I had a dream I was in a fire and then I was in a coma for 11 months and I woke up from the coma and I was like, oh god.
How about Connor? You have any fun dreams lately?
In character, or out of character.
I don't know.
I had a dream where I was lucid dreaming, and among other things, like flying around and exploring the planet and the universe, I learned I could force myself into double dreaming.
Ooh, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's really weird because I never actually remember the double dream or the second dream, but I remember being able to get there. It's kind of strange.
All right. Well, Connor, well, you dream of a couple things in your long sleep. Um, just barely, slowly. You feel as though you're traveling throughout the facility and across the plains of the European theater with its dying trees and uh, newly forming swamps until you eventually come up to the famous Knock NAA DMZ, where it seems as though a fine haze of clouds covers up the entrance to what was formerly Russia. And far beyond that veil, up in the sky, you see a single star shining brightly. And it continues to shine, and it grows and grows over the course of what feels like hours, possibly days, until, well, suddenly that star in the sky looks much less like a star, and it begins to smolder. Your eyes begin to burn until suddenly you notice that's no star. You're awake. You can see something just barely burning through the top of the cover of the pod.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So we're
Am I lucid enough to move, or am I still frozen?
Oh, you're able to move.
All right.
okay.
Move your bones around. Joints hurt. Head's hazy. Eyes are blurry.
I'm like creaking around and shit. I'm like,
Oh, I'm talking to Connor.
Huh?
I'm talking to Connor.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So I'm not
So,
awake yet. He's awake.
someone's cutting into the pod.
No, there is something burning on the ceiling. Outside of the
On
pod.
the ceiling. Oh shoot. With the best of my ability, I will try to push the cover of the pod open,
Alright.
if that's even possible to do from the inside.
Your weakened arms are just barely able to force the pod's cover to open. And as it does so, you hear I don't know about ear shattering, but you hear a loud once you do that. And for just a brief glimpse, you saw a yellow light at the foot of your pod turn into a big fat red one. And let me see if I can. That's about what I got for you guys.
Ooh,
Ooh, how pretty.
it's a lone hole.
You're able to sit up and look around the room. Oh man. The room is dark, dusty, and, well, the neat row of pods with little lights on the side and on the floor next to them is now filled with pods that are either non-functional, empty, or crushed by part of the roof, which you now see has caved in. You see approximately a quarter of the roof has caved in on a number of pods. You see dried blood, a lot of dust, and metal spokes jutting out at dangerous angles everywhere around it.
All right. I look around and I guess I look to the different pods. Which ones are they all broken, or are some of them still active?
Well, let's see here. I'd say that there are probably about 8 left that that haven't been destroyed, or otherwise Actually, let me step back a second. It seems as though all the ones around you are either empty, showing a red light, much as is sitting at the front of yours, or well, broken. The lights are just off, except for one that is directly across from you, which is still a bright green.
Okay. So, so Connor will take in the situation, and he will, I guess, look for any kind of like display, or that might show like status or like information, on the condition of this facility. Obviously, there's a hole in the roof, um, but basically, he just looks for any like terminal that might display any shred of useful information about their current predicament.
About the other pods?
About anything at that point.
Well, there's one for the currently working pod across from you, and there's also there's a tech board, bulletin board of sorts near the corner of the room.
What does the bulletin board say?
Well, it seems to have been stuck at some point. The monitor has been irreparably cracked, and seems like something got thrown against it. However, the last spot that it was at is showing a map of the facility. And you've used these a few times before, but normally they're mostly blue, with some areas being a little yellow or red. For this one, just about every floor is entirely red. Except for...
Do I know what that means?
Yeah. You're aware that the red floor means that it is out of order, inoperable, or otherwise destroyed.
Oh, crap. Okay.
However, I should mention, there are some parts that aren't destroyed, like the like the hangar.
Okay.
You notice that the hangar is mostly blue, and there's a small path that you might be able to get through.
Okay. Can this... I'm assuming, since I can't like select individual things with the screen being cracked, but by any chance, does there happen to be like an atmospheric monitor, like basically something saying like, oh hey, this room has oxygen in it, or like, oh no, this place is like has radiation, don't go here, or anything similar like that?
Unfortunately not.
Okay. So seeing that, oh, I guess the one other thing is, does it actually show whether or not there is an aircraft still in the hangar?
Aircraft? Or yachten?
Or anything, actually, any form of vehicle?
It does not.
Okay. So with that, now that Connor's got an idea of what exactly is going on, he's going to go up to the one still active, or the one pod that might still have a living person in it, and he'll go up to the console. Is there a basically wake the F up button?
Oh, you never really used one of these before. Not entirely sure that there's a... you're not even sure if these existed before you got in there, so, but I figure you could probably just press enough buttons and make it work, right?
So if he doesn't know anything about it, he doesn't know that if I just crack the thing open, it might. Hmm. um. That's the only thing I can think of. I guess is
I think
I don't want to play Russian roulette with the cryopod, but at the same time, I don't know if just forcibly breaking this open will kill him or not. So
I should also mention that the on that readout you see that says wake up at 5 years, and under it time elapsed is 4 years, 23 weeks, 19 days.
can I change the wake up protocol to to be the current date?
Does
Or
that
can
mean
I not edit it?
it's been 4 years, or there's 4 years, 4+ years left?
It's been 4 years.
Okay.
And
Ugh.
that's a pretty good question. I think you could probably do that.
Okay, would that require a like some sort of technology check?
I'm sure that with enough fiddling around, you can definitely do that. No big deal.
Would
I
that
mean, after all, you
fall
are
under
a
jury rig?
well, you're a pretty smart guy. I think that you could just do it.
Okay.
You can figure that much out.
It's like changing the calendar on your grandma's computer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be able to set her up with a VPN, but you can definitely change your calendar.
All right. I want to. I guess I want to change the calendar to, uh, wait, 4 years, something months and 28 days.
4 years,
So that
23
would bring
weeks, 19 days.
23 weeks, 19 days. Okay.
All right.
I would like to do that and see if that works,
Okay.
and if necessary, edit it down to the second.
All right. You, with some quick thinking, you're able to access the settings and change the wake up time to 4 years, 23 weeks, and 18 days. Which, as you hit the confirm button, Damien, you hear a similar rush of wind, and suddenly you can see again. The cover slowly slides open. Your eyes are blurry. Joints are weak. Arms sore.
Chicken.
I let out my groans and my stretches, and I kind of the light's a little harsh, so I'm like taking a sec to like blink and rub my eyes and shit. But I see the familiar face of the man in the line, or in front of me in line, and I take a step out of the out of the pod, and I'm like, I didn't think you'd be the one letting me out.
Neither did I. Looks like something bad's happened.
I kind of look around and I see the similar signs of destruction and calamity in the dust. I'm like, huh. What, how'd you get out?
I think my pod might have malfunctioned. I haven't seen anyone else, but I gesture over to the pods with the red lights and the different crushed pods. It's possible that you and I are the only survivors.
Well,
According to the readout, most of the facility has been compromised. But there is still a path to the hangar.
well, I'm not interested in dying here. So
Neither am I.
let's take a peek at how long we've been here, and I say we get on the road to getting out of here.
It's been over 4 years. We're assuming that readout wasn't lying to us. Can I?
Damn, I'm
I
20.
guess
I can almost go for a drink.
You are in
Connor will
Switzerland.
give a slight muffled chuckle at that. Can I look to see if there's like a locker or like an armor, like a gun safe or something, like on this floor?
On the floor?
Well, like on this level of like
Yeah.
of what's still standing. Is there like any form of like basically like a locker where they might keep our personal effects?
Well, I'm pretty as far as I'm aware, you guys entered with what you had in your pockets, and
Mm-hmm.
you entered the pods with whatever you had on your person or in your pocket, so they should still be there.
Right, but we wouldn't like be carrying our weapons or like wearing armor or anything, would we?
Did you have weapons or armor?
I had what was the gear I had? A toolkit, a portable music player, a combat knife, a combat pistol with 2 clips, and a light helmet with a light mesh on the torso for torso, arms, and legs.
That is a good question.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say if you take a look at the map, you are able to find a.
I see a black screen.
No. That. Wait, a black screen.
Yeah, for the map, I can't. It's just, it's all dark for me. Like it's not revealed.
Uh-oh. That
Oh,
better?
now I can see it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You've been looking at that for so long.
I didn't question it. I thought it was a combat. Ooh.
Is there a
Big
map
tube.
Is there a map I can see?
Yes, both of you are aware of a map that is kind of frozen in time over in the corner of the room.
Okay.
And
So
I will say, for the sake of gathering your personal effects, there is a small lockers area that you can access.
Okay. So I guess I will head there, assuming, of course, it's not terribly too far away. And limping over, I'll get everything I can, weapons, equipment, and I guess since everyone else isn't gonna, well, no, I wouldn't know the code to any of their lockers. So I guess since we're abandoning the facility and I have no idea what it's gonna be like when we get out there, I will try to grab any like military rations or like canteens or like basic survival stuff, basically. If I can find any such items, and then I guess head out
All right.
whenever Damien is ready.
I take a peek at the map on the screen, and I'm looking. You said the green area is like very clearly a hangar.
Yeah, it's labeled as such.
Okay. Do you with all of these redded out areas, do you have any idea how to get to this section of the facility?
Which section?
Specifically this hangar, the last thing that's green on here. I don't know. We took a lot of elevators down. Is there some kind of service shaft we might need to use, or do you think we should just try the elevator first?
The elevator's probably not safe. From what I saw, the green path that did lead to the hangar, was that on our level, or was that like several levels down or up, whatever direction?
Well, considering this is mostly made for the base is made with Jotun pilots in mind, elevators, stairs, tunnels, crawl spaces, however, if someone can get there, then there's probably a path for it. So you'll probably have to change your mode of transportation a few times, but there's certainly a path there.
Gotcha. So, but because the thing's broken, there's basically no way to know if like any of the service tunnels are still safe to travel through. Is basically what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about what you can infer, at least.
I guess we'll have to do a little bit of hit or miss then to see which way is safe.
All right.
Now,
This.
Oh,
Sorry. On a completely, like, sorry if I'm being a little tedious about this. But amongst the different like equipment I find, is there anything that like resembles like a gas mask or something? Because I don't know if like if there's like really toxic fumes from any of the materials in Jotuns, or if there's like if they have like radiation. Actually, I think I actually asked that last time, whether or not they were like powered by like actual batteries or like nuclear reactors, but
they're powered by
They're
batteries.
powered by like a battery, and it's based on mama's milk.
right. So is Mama's milk or any of the other like stuff that we use toxic potentially, and the type of thing that we really do not want to touch or breathe in?
In all of your education studying, giant's milk is only toxic if you ingest it too much.
Gotcha.
So just don't swim in it.
Yeah, don't swim in it. Don't drink too much within a single couple hours a day.
Don't drink too much.
We're gonna fucking find a cult or something that drinks this shit for fun as a
Oh
psychoactive.
god. Oh god. Okay. So yeah, as long as like my character reasonably is like, oh no, there's not gonna be any environmental dangers, then I guess I won't bother. But if he suspects any, he'll try to find appropriate equipment for dealing with that if it's available.
You want a gas mask?
No.
No, you don't want one?
I mean, I was just asking because I don't know if you're gonna go all fall out about it, but
I don't know if you want one.
that's all right.
Well, for the sake of brevity, I should say that the items that you're picking up are not exactly yours, because I assume you probably keep that in your rooms, but you're able to find stuff to the equivalent of what's usually yours. And I should also mention 1 military ration, which is good for about a day's worth of food. And I don't know if one of you want a gas mask. I'm sure that there's probably something around there.
Okay.
All right. I kind of gather some little supplies that I could use. I kept a lot of shit on my person, so I'll take like the military ration, and then like a little. I'll take like a little vest for myself, you know, just to make sure I'm covered. And I'm thinking on the fly, like, I don't know how this place got fucked up, but it got fucked up by somebody that wants to fuck me up.
A vest, like a.
Or yeah, like a little fucking vest stuff of like, you know, somebody that works here, like a patrol, like
okay.
like a, you know, like a little fucking like a little like bulletproofy type looking beat thing, you know, something that'll make me not get shot to death super quick. I figured there's probably some personnel around here that are skeletons, maybe, that are either wearing one. That I'm more than willing to nick a skeleton or two. But just in case there's one in those like locker areas that we were talking about.
Sure.
All right, I'll snag one.
You're able to find a medium ballistic mesh vest that gives you 12 stopping points worth of defense.
There we go. All right.
Weighs 0.3 kilo.
Okay.
Now, if we're finished getting our equipment ready.
You said medium ballistic mesh?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll throw that in here. Go ahead now.
Well, you guys have all your equipment. You got your path trotted out.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Ooh, all right. So, you'll find that there's lots of rubble, lots of debris as you travel through the facility. You have to climb up half-destroyed stairs and walk through skeleton, decaying corpses, hallways that are just full of them. Um, you see approximately, well, not approximately, literally, equally, exactly, 0 living things as you walk through the corridors here, as you head towards the hangar. And, travel is tough, but it's possible for you guys. Until your path is directly blocked by an impassable wall of metal and stone.
Hmm.
If you
Okay.
look around, you seem to be in a not exactly a living area or even anything for administrative purposes. It seems to be mostly um, service. So not a whole lot of corridors, extra corridors for you to go down.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. We said not a whole lot. Is there like a few we could go down, or would it take us like the wrong way?
Well, if you do end up exploring, there are a few places you could try going, but something that you notice is that as if it shot through the wall recently or something. You see a small tunnel or tube. You're not entirely sure which. Um, over on the left side of the rubble, that looks like it might go somewhere. And I should mention, you see a small white glow coming from inside, stains of giant's milk.
Oh damn.
Okay. Hmm. I don't have a flashlight, so I can't get a clear look at it from here. Connor will turn to Damien and say, "What do you think?"
Hmm. Well, I mean, clearly, you know, this place is a bit contentious for I guess some group, um, to get a hold of, and they sought well to destroy it. But you said this looks, Poochie. You said this looks a little like some of the damage looks more recent than others.
Um, well, I mean, giant's milk probably disappears or evaporates after 4 years.
Okay, okay, okay. So then, so clearly, I mean, I we either fought off the initial attack and they kept us frozen, or something came back here to keep fighting, and maybe that might have been the chain reaction that set you up to wake up. Hmm. I don't know. I think we should keep moving until we have a little more insight about what's been going on here.
I think I should also
Hmm.
mention that the tube that's stained with milk uh, seems big enough for you guys to fit through.
Okay. So we don't gotta be squeezing or anything.
Okay.
I guess with our primary means out of this place blocked off, Connor will go down the milky hole.
All right, Milky Hole. Well,
Nice.
Damien, are you following along?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
All right.
Tagging right behind.
The two of you start tunneling down the tube like babies coming out of a birth canal, experiencing a new rebirth. Um, every once in a while, you're for the most part you're kind of crawling around in the darkness, trying to make sure you don't fall or get pinched by something that might be poking through the tube. Every once in a while, you get a bit of illumination uh, from some stray giant's milk that's either dropping from the top of the tube or pooling near the bottom of one of the ridges.
Okay.
Connor thinks to himself that he hope it doesn't stain or smell bad. I don't know. Does it smell bad?
Doesn't have a whole lot of smell to it in the first place. From
So that you said we're seeing light through like the tunnel, right?
no, the giant's milk itself is illuminating. It's glowing.
Oh, okay. So it's a bit bioluminescent.
Yeah.
It's still reacting. So I'm this little thing is telling me that, or that I guess to me, I'm gonna think that like this may be a little more recent than even I thought initially.
Right.
Well, you
What do we see?
Regardless, I continue on.
you continue on through the tube, and excuse me. You continue on through the tube until eventually it starts heading down a bit more, until slowly your gravity starts to do most of the work for you, and eventually, the tunnel comes to an end, and miraculously, as you slowly lower yourself onto the ground, still a little bit wet from all the milk you just crawled over, you see a hangar.
Oh, finally.
Some of the lights are still on, bathed in a small, unassuming blue hue. And out of what looks to still be operable, you can see 3 surviving models: a Baldir, a Fenrir, and a Heimdall. And I should mention Connor, since you are a mechanic, and I bet you've been in here more than a few times. You know that there is a console in here that you can do some work with these with the Jotnar with.
Okay. I'll go to the console and what do I see?
Well, thankfully it still seems to be working. And if you look on there, you'll see pages and pages of Jotnar that have not checked in, pilots who have not checked in, and other models that seem to be in repair or just straight destroyed. So you kind of have to scroll for a while, like with your grandma Safari. You have to scroll up forever and ever through her tabs. It's a lot of those with pictures of Jotnar with big red X's over them.
It's like The Incredibles.
Yeah. Much like The Incredibles. You eventually you about reach the bottom of it, which has the 3 models that you can just barely see. The lights near the ceiling. See the Baldir, Fenrir, and Heimdall.
I guess I'll check like the statuses. Are they all fully operational and undamaged?
Operational. All seem to be reading fairly well. They also display required protective equipment to use them.
I trot up to my fellow here, my main dude, Connor. I'm like, what are you up to?
Looks like 3 of the Jotuns are still operational. I check, I guess, like different like statuses, like armor integrity, battery, armaments, like making sure like they're all like fully like stocked and ready to go.
Well, the Heimdall looks perfectly fine. Seems like almost no one's used it for a long time. As for the Fenrir and Baldur, it seems as though they've, well, last time they were used, they were in some sort of battle and their armor took some damage.
Hmm.
And the Fenrir, um, Fenrir only has its auto guns and I think it's got a knife. No rifle to go along with it, as it's usually issued.
Hmm. So I convey the information to Damien. Looks like the Heimdall's working fine, but the other two have taken a bit of damage. Also, Fenrir's missing its primary armament. I'll check. Is there like a database where I can basically look into like the hangar's like armory to see if like the gun is like if there's another gun that the Fenrir could potentially take?
Yeah, sure.
Like maybe like take aim from like one of the other wrecked Jotuns.
That was a good question.
All right. Of the different weapons that the Fenrir could carry, how many of them are there and what condition are they in?
Well, seems like most of the inventory, almost all of it, I should say, is entirely gone. Most cannons, autocannons, milk paste launchers, rockets, all gone. Um, there is a sword that you could take, and if you really want, there's a light cannon.
And those would both have to be held. They couldn't be attached to any of the Jotuns that are here.
Good question. Let me check how much space that the Fenrir has. Fenrir? No, it's the Baldur. Yeah, Baldur is missing its gun.
Ah.
Oh, gotcha.
Excuse me. Well, the Baldur has a pod that's small enough, well, big enough to fit a sword and a light cannon if the pilot so chooses. So I suppose you could take those.
All right. I will relay this to Damien.
I now know. All right. So what's your plan? Get these things online and we pilot them right out of here?
I will check one last thing. The status is: do any of the Jotuns that are still functional, do they have autopilot capability that we can enable? And furthermore, are there any pilot suits still left?
So autopilot capability is for the three that you're looking at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Fenrir and Baldur both have an onboard AI that can help inexperienced pilots, and Heimdall, it's notorious for being difficult to pilot.
Okay.
And also, as for protective equipment, looks like the jury's out on that one. Seems like inventory is empty.
All right.
So I guess the jury isn't out.
So I guess the question is, do we want to take the Heimdall, knowing that it's the more unwieldy one, but the actual like least damaged one, or do we salvage some of the equipment and take the two that are a bit banged up? Since I'm assuming like none of the repair like machinery, I don't know exactly how that would take place. I don't know how futuristic we would want to go, but I would assume any form of like conducting repairs on these would either be completely impossible or take an obscenely amount of time with only the two of us, right?
Yeah, it would take a long time.
Okay. So with that,
I mean, if you guys want to become rat people and scavenge the whole facility for whatever rations you can. But I think that might be a little bit difficult.
we are now a base building simulator. We will reforge this hangar. We will conquer the world as our own independent nation of two people.
It's pretty ambitious.
I get, yeah. I above table. I think one of us should probably take the Heimdall. But that one of us would probably not be Connor, as he is grossly incompetent at piloting by default.
Okay, piloting.
Piloting?
Not just grossly incompetent. Full stop. Moving on.
But yeah, if it's already something, I mean, I guess I don't know if you're okay with revealing this, Poochie, but is this mechanically effectively like you'll take a penalty to your piloting checks?
If you're
Okay.
stupid?
So, well, you said it's more difficult to control, so I'm thinking that
Oh.
that's probably not the one we should go for then, because
No, you're not going to take a penalty. You'll be okay. I'm not
Oh.
that mean.
oh well, screw me then. My
You
worry was for
actually have to
nothing.
play by the rules because you guys are the main characters.
Okay. I guess I redouble my previous statement. I think at least one of us should take the Heimdall.
Oh.
But that still probably shouldn't be me, because I feel like your mecha piloting is probably higher than mine. So I do not have the best mecha piloting.
Mine's not anything crazy either, but it's definitely not a one. What the Poochie? Do we got little images to go along with our mechas here? Can I see what they look like?
Yeah. Let me find some stuff for you. Actually, I can probably just put it up like this. Where is it? Actually, even better, I have a little map made for all this stuff already. Where it's not on there. It's great. This game's great. Okay, do I fucking have it?
I see them.
There you go.
We recognize those. This
The
is the
center
one that
one's
beat
the
the crap
Heimdall.
out of me in the session 0.
Yeah. So we got Heimdall. I'm assuming this is the Fenrir then, and then this one's the other one.
Why not have the? You guys not see?
I see the three. I see the three mech. Oh yeah. Oh okay. I see their names.
now it's
There you go.
I see the Fenrir's name.
Fenrir.
Baldir. Okay.
There we go.
And Heimdall.
So what you thinking?
I mean, if you want to snag the Heimdall, I'll probably take the Fenrir and then snag the snag a rifle, like a new rifle for it.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna
Well,
get
I guess-
suited. We gotta get suited up because they all said require fucking safety equipment, right?
There isn't any safety equipment though, apparently.
Ah, so they require it, but okay, whatever. We'll just get in. We'll see what happens.
Require a seatbelt. There is no seatbelt.
Uh,
Seatbelt is gone. It's lost forever.
All right. So, have you made your decisions? Are you still deciding?
I guess.
If you need a
I
minute,
guess
I
the
gotta go
only thing
put a
is I
plate away.
kinda- Okay, but the only thing I'm kind of like thinking of is like, what weapons do they actually have?
Well, I guess I can tell you that since it will show you there. The Heimdall has no built-in weapons to go along with it, except for a set of claws, which is affixed around the clavicle bone. Puts its arms up there, they attach, they graft themselves onto the fingertips, and then suddenly it's got big, scary claws.
okay.
The Baldir comes with 2 shoulder auto guns, just little things, kind of little anti-personnel, and a high-powered knife, which is on the right thigh. And then the Fenrir, since it's the most mechanical one, has the most buttons on it. Has 2 wrist-mounted ion guns, one on the left, one on the right, a big shoulder-mounted particle cannon, and a high-powered sword on the left side of thigh.
Okay.
Did you get all that? It's
Yeah.
important.
I guess in that regard, if it doesn't come with a gun, could the Heimdall carry a gun from whichever one we leave behind, which I'm thinking is the Baldir at this point, right?
Yes,
Probably,
it definitely
yes.
can.
Could I?
Awesome.
All
It's
right.
them diddly can. Let me see how many spaces it's got in its hands.
All right.
Oh, that's great. I don't.
As much as I would love to be giant mecha Wolverine, feel like for the sake of safety and tactical combat, I should probably try to get some form of gun. And if I can't get a gun, I feel like I should probably leave it behind, even if it is in better condition.
Well, you could. He said you could grab the rifle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the way to go then.
All right. So we'll snag the Heimdall and the Fenrir. We'll if we were to scavenge the battery from the Baldir, is that something we could store with us just in case we need it?
That is an entertaining question. That would probably require a roll. See how smart you is.
Would that be a, let's say,
I think it would be a mecha tech.
Mecha Tech? Oh boy.
You got anything in that?
Yes, I do.
I was gonna say I
I
do
got
not.
a lot in that.
Hey, buddy,
actually.
Can we take the battery of that thing with us?
All
If we're
right.
leaving one behind?
Okay. Hopefully I don't roll awful. Modifier of 0. Oop. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Uh-oh.
No. Okay.
Uh-oh.
It still came out to a 19.
Okay.
Very
18?
high fucking thing.
18.
18?
Ah!
Well,
That is.
I
as good
rolled
as
the
it could've
lowest. I could have got exploding failure and all that. I guess it could have gotten worse, but that's pretty freaking bad. It's my specialty.
I'd say that's a pretty good roll, all things considered.
Yeah, like you're carried by your stats pretty hard in that regard.
Um, from what you're aware of, uh, it with a bit of time, it would be feasible to carry an extra battery with you, sort of thing that you could like kneel and charge up with for the night, siphoning energy from. The thing is, though, um, actually, you know what? Yeah, I bet you probably would be able to more or less neatly remove the battery from a Baldur unit and carry it
Okay.
with you. Pretty heavy though.
Gotcha.
Would it be like
Alright.
big, heavy enough where we'd basically have to like mount it on the back of one of the other Jotuns?
Um, it would probably have to go either attached to one of your servos or in a pod. Which one are you taking again?
He's got the Heimdall, I've got the Fenrir.
Well, if you've got the Heimdall, that might be a bit more difficult to swing.
I could take it with me then.
Yeah. I figure a battery is probably like 3 spaces. And Fenrir has a pod with 6 spaces. Right? Do it.
I mean, at the current moment, I've got nothing else that I need to be carrying, so I think if we can make some use out of this battery, it'll be worth our time popping it out and taking it with us just in case we need a new one or a recharge at at another time.
And I'll say, yes, sir. You can indeed dismantle the Baldur and take its battery and put it in a pod.
Nice.
Okay. I take however much time is needed to do that safely.
Okay, you can't do it yet because, well, I mean, unless you want to spend the day's jury rigging ways to open that up and pull it out. Here, give me just a minute to put this plate away, and then we'll go over what happens
Okay.
next. Okay?
Okay, you put the plate away. I'm gonna swap my laundry really quick.
I shall also go do something.
Okay. I'm back. Well, here. Damn it.
Oh.
Ah. Did Jake also go off somewhere?
He said he was gonna switch the laundry.
Wow. Who knows how long that'll take?
Yeah. Almost as long as your driveway. Anyway.
Ooh, that's cold.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
It's pretty good though. Gonna wait for him to come back before we
Okay. I basically like stripping this thing down is gonna like take forever, right?
to get the battery.
Or just doing anything.
Well, I'll talk about it once Jake gets here.
Okay. Oh boy. It's Halloween.
Halloween. This is the best Halloween ever.
Yeah. Best holiday. It's not ruined by family, at least not yet.
Uh-oh.
Who knows?
I'm very sorry to hear that your family ruins Halloween.
Oh no, they don't ruin Halloween.
Oh.
Halloween's one of the few holidays where actually like the like my bio family, like a good number of them don't actually really celebrate it.
Okay, I'm back.
So it's a holiday that I'm not actually obligated to hang out with them.
Oh, okay.
It's easy.
That's cool. All right. So, first off, if you want to grab the battery, if you don't want to spend literal hours or possibly days getting it into the spot where you can pick it up and put it in a pod, I would suggest using a Jotun to do it.
Okay. So basically just do open heart surgery except with the robot. How high is the risk of us accidentally destroying the battery doing that?
With the Jotun, I'd say proportionally compared to doing it just the two of you on your own without any of the proper equipment or working infrastructure, I'd say much lower.
Okay. Oh crap. Oh, we got the doorbell ring.
Well, you've got your tech ability.
That's true.
I'll stay up. I'll stay up in the Fenrir.
bad.
I can stay up in the Fenrir and do the heavy lifting while you stay down there and do the light work, or the more intricate work.
Sure.
Yeah.
Would that be acceptable, dear Master Overlord?
I don't think that's the right title for me.
I see.
Okay. I was gonna say Yif King, but I wasn't sure if that would be too.
How about we go with that instead? I'm much more interested in that.
Okay.
So Yif King decrees that what was the question? I got hung up on Yif King.
I'm sorry. I'm too ruining everything. Basically, the idea is me with the mechanic background goes down and does like the fine, like precision work, and he with the mech just starts like, you know.
I'll do the heavy
cracking
lifting,
eggshells.
and he can do the more intricate stuff, like on like down there on foot,
Yeah, okay.
kind of thing.
That works for me.
All right.
So, before we can get to the open heart surgery, normally this process takes at least 2 people. One person to handle the console, and the other person to, well, get into the Jotun.
Gotcha.
So how are we gonna organize that?
Oh, you mean to actually like pilot it?
Get into the one.
Yeah, who's gonna be working the console? Who's gonna get into their Jotun first?
Well, I guess for this scenario, I think I have to get into mine first.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Probably.
All right.
I guess the other thing is we might only actually be able to pilot one of them out of here.
Seems like an interesting assumption.
Well, if it takes okay, so the console, does it just like, it goes to the pre-flight checklists, gets it activated, all that jazz, and then once it's on, I'm good to go. Can I then get out and then push the same buttons for him and then get back in mine? That would be where my brain's going.
Basically, like jump in the yacht and get it turned on, leave it running while you get out and like turn on
and then
the
activate
car
yours.
running. Ghost ride the whip.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could. That's a good point.
Okay. And I guess in that regard, there's no like automated command I can set up to be like, all right, like prepare for launch and like just have the computer like take care of it. Something you have to actively manage.
It is on the console.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that someone needs to be operating it.
Gotcha.
So you can't just have it automatically do it.
This is a console basically specifically for the hangar, right? It's not like a general command console.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I guess, yeah. I'll give the command to lower Baldir and Fenrir to the ground. Start the pre-flight setup for Fenrir, so Damien can get in it and get all suited up, and then we'll try to see about doing the open heart surgery on Baldir.
Okay. Well, Baldir's up probably the highest in the air right now. They're kind of all suspended, more or less. You're able to lower it to the floor where its feet meet the ground with a satisfying thud that echoes throughout the tunnels and hangar. And what is it? Damon, you're able to climb a series of catwalks, which eventually leads you to the backside of the Baldir.
Oh, thank God! I've been waiting to get into
wait,
one of
not
these
the
since I was
Baldir,
the side of the Fenrir.
The Fenrir. Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
That's all good. Oh, thank God! I've been waiting to get in one of these since I was the size of my fucking shoe.
All right.
Hey, let's get this thing rolling.
The fetus in the room was like, God, I want to drive giant robots.
That's a bit weird.
Oh gosh, honey, he's kicking again. I think he's dreaming about piloting giant robots when he grows up.
God damn right.
Okay.
Well, the cockpit extends a little bit towards the catwalk, giving you a foothold to step into. And if you remember from our session 0, from another time and another person entirely, you might remember sort of what the inside of a Fenrir's cockpit looks like. There's a series of monitors, switches, all sorts of things that probably makes the thing run. as well as a central console right next to your main monitors, which once you step in and I assume one of you closes the cockpit, lights up a little bit, giving you a chance to look out at the hangar. And it is at this time that I will provide you access to a Fenrir character sheet.
Oh.
To be honest, this is just the one that we use in session 0. I would ask that in between this one and the next one, we you transfer everything over to your personal sheet, so that you don't have to keep switching between them. So there you go. You have access to a Fenrir now. And you can see all the little bells and whistles it has and all the fun things it can do.
Okay.
Yep. Connor, you notice that there are some of the lights turn on near the front. You see the main sensor near the top of the Fenrir lights up a little bit and starts moving around.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh.
And whenever you're ready, you may disengage the Fenrir from its clamps.
I wind up, and I smack the little fucking disengage thing, and I'm like, yeah!
I'm sorry, that's for Connor.
Oh, I didn't even hear you.
Wait, what?
Let me free!
All right. I set the beast free.
All right, you said...
I grab the little controls, and I'm like, yeah!
Hooray, roll for mech piloting real quick.
Okay. Where's it at?
That's a skill.
Yep.
Roll for mech piloting, that's fantastic.
Why did I
not
roll another
fantastic.
1?
Well,
Okay, hold on.
well,
Oh, that's a
it's only
12.
a 12. As you disengage the Fenrir from its clamps, Connor, you notice that it seems to stumble pretty harshly as it hits the ground. And it's a lot of ones. It stumbles, and Damien, you're just barely able to pull back on whatever you can to stop yourself from running directly into a wall and training facility and possibly bring everything down in here.
Oh, shit!
Thankfully, you're able to stabilize it. And as you do so, let's say your elbow nudges up against some buttons over on the side. And you hear a rather gruff voice come on inside the cockpit. Where is it? Fenrir onboard AI online. Preparing auto boot procedure. Warning. Environment is unstable. Recommend moving to closest NAA-sanctioned military outpost. Remain in cockpit until able to remove to more stable location.
Where's that?
Scanning. Closest NAA-sanctioned location. NAA mainland, Washington, D.C.
Oh, no. Hey, Connor, I think we got a ways to travel, buddy.
Should we say that?
What is it?
You guys have big speakers on the front of these?
What's up?
Should we say that you guys have big speakers on the front of these? I think it make things a lot easier.
Yeah, I was kind of, that's what I was gonna be shooting for.
You don't exactly have, you didn't exactly get radios when you were looting the armory.
hold
That's
on. Onboard AI. What can I call you?
This AI does not have a name,
All right.
although you may simply call it Fenrir if the pilot so chooses.
Fenrir. Okay. All right. Do we got some outward speakers so I can relay a message down below?
Not currently at this time. If you wish to contact a member of NAA military forces, you may use the radio.
Okay. Could my radio, say, tap into the console down below there?
Of course.
All right.
And you see
Go,
a little sine wave that I guess kind of conceptualizes the Fenrir AI. It shortens a bit until eventually you hear some sound coming through your speakers again.
Okay. Hey, down there, can you hear me?
Connor, you hear a little radio speaking up from the speakers on the console.
I look a little surprised and look up towards the Fenrir and kind of like turn back and try to speak towards the console. Yeah, I hear you.
Is it a two-way radio?
Yeah, it seems to work just fine.
Perfect. All right. Okay. Machine here's telling me we've got some ground to cover if we want to make it out of whatever mess we might be into here. I don't know how much ground the NAA's lost, but it's telling me we got to make it back to DC.
Oh, crap. Okay, if that's the case, then we probably definitely want to take the battery with us. We might need its extra power just to get across the border.
Okay. Well,
Is the hydraulics working? Can you move just fine?
I kind of give it a, a little bit of, little, and how we looking? How we looking? Seems to be in order to me. Nothing's indicating anything's off.
All right. Might need you to exercise some fine motor skills. I don't want to risk damaging the battery.
Okay, I'll give it my best. Fenrir, we're going to be taking the battery from the bald deer to with us to supplement power between us and our two units. Would you be able to guide us in some way as to be able to safely and efficiently remove the power source?
Tampering with friendly Jotun units is considered treason.
All right. Now, rules are meant to be broken. I kind of crack my fingers. Okay, Connor. Let's get the bald deer set and ready to go.
Right. I lower the ball deer down and I disconnect its clamps. Or whatever you'd call the things that are
Just like that?
holding it to the ceiling. Well, I mean, not like drop it from the ceiling, but like lower it down and then like, decouple it.
All right. You lower it down and undo the clamps. It stands there, sways back and forth before starting to slowly fall forward. Damien, you want to try and catch it?
Can I try to catch it? How do I catch it?
Mech piloting.
Mech piloting.
Not another one. Ooh.
Oh.
All right, not bad, not bad. It's I don't even. All right, well, you're able to force the Fenrir to take a step forward, and just barely able to catch the Baldur as it falls forward before gently lowering it onto the ground so it doesn't break anything.
Whew. Okay. What's the next step here?
Start by removing its what would that be called?
It's a backplate.
The back is it the
Pod
battery in
and
the back?
backplate.
Or is it? All right. Start by removing the pod and the back plate.
How 1 sec. Okay, Fenrir, any weaknesses on the Baldir pod?
Baldur pods are notoriously fragile. However, this unit must continue to recommend that you do not continue to tamper with a friendly Jotun's internals.
Can I
Okay.
hear the AI speaking?
Can you? That's a good question.
Like through their radio?
The radio, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Connor will ask, does your onboard AI know of a way to get its, perhaps set it to an autofollow mode, or I'm not sure if the Baldur has an onboard AI, but leaving something behind in enemy lines to be used against us later, I don't think is a wise course of action.
Let me see. Fenrir, could we get this thing to follow us?
The Baldur unit requires pilots to be entirely in control of their own brain movements, allowing the unit to be able to move. Therefore,
you're telling me
Auto
this
Jotun,
thing's immobile.
it is entirely immobile unless a pilot is inside the cockpit.
Okay. All right, Connor. I say after we're done, we kind of, snip this thing's wings, if you know what I'm saying.
Agreed.
Okay. Unless Fenrir says this thing's pod should be pretty fragile to get, easy to get off. I'm gonna take the Baldur should have a knife on it, right?
Yeah, it do.
All right. I'm gonna take its knife and try not to ruin one of ours. I'm gonna see if I can crack this thing's pod open real quick.
All right. Well, you take the knife out from, you pull the knife from from its thigh, and start to, you turn the knife on, and start essentially welding your way through, welding, blowtorching, scorching. I'm not entirely sure how that might work, but working your way through the border of the pod, slowly prying it off, revealing just a backplate.
Okay. So, all right, we've made it down to the back plate now. So the battery ought to be behind this thing?
Yes, it should be towards the center. Try cutting around the perimeter of the plate. And be careful.
Okay,
Sometimes the batteries can explode when destabilized.
All right. Fenrir, can I get an outline of the internal battery in the Baldur here?
It takes a second, and then slowly gives you a little outline on a heads-up display.
Yeah.
Some sensitive
Okay.
spots. However, near the top right of your display, you notice that it shows a small red note stating citation.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna cut.
The AI won't remember that.
All right. I got a little guidance here from the big fella. I'm gonna start hacking away at this thing. Like you said, cut pretty carefully. I'll try my best here. So I begin to cut away. Just along, or outside of the dotted line there, kind of thing. So I try to be careful not to hit anything vital to the battery, that is.
All right. You slowly dig around, being as careful as you can in giant robot, and slowly pry the back plate off, all the while racking up citations.
That's okay. This thing didn't ask for
I'm
ID.
going to jail forever.
Until-
going to jail.
Eventually, you pry it off. You see a large circular alcove opening lid cover near the back that has a series of warnings on it all around the perimeter, as well as many lightning bolts. Ain't that pretty?
Ah. I see.
Okay, so basically, I'm assuming this thing has like a lot of like stuff connected to it, right?
The battery?
Yeah.
Stuff that's connected to it.
Like I don't know, like different, like I don't know how this isn't like a double A or anything like that, but the equivalent to like, you know, the spring on one end and the little metal plate on the other. Like, is this something that you could potentially just like pop out, or is there something that would need to be disconnected first?
You could pop it out if you got hands big enough to do it.
All right.
So
you should be able to just remove the battery.
Okay, I'm gonna set this knife aside here, and we'll start popping this thing out.
You pull the Fenrir's hands and start. Ah! The fuck was that?
See a bug?
No. Sound like the fucking Sonic 3 continue noise just happened.
Oh.
Did someone just fucking follow me? Sorry, I know we're off topic here. Oh, thanks, B.
Are you streaming?
No, I'm not. I'm recording this.
Oh.
Shit, I need to stream this next time. Oh
Dang it.
man. Whew. That was loud. I guess that's why I have it so loud, so it'll startle me. Anyways, excuse me. You use your Fenrir's big scary metal hands and start to what was it? Start working your way around trying to find a handhold until eventually you find one, tug at it a little bit before finding out that you have to twist it and then slowly pull it out.
Okay.
So, as you do so, you see the inside is glowing a deep blue. However, the coils slowly turn off as you pull it out one by one, until eventually the entire thing is out and in your hands.
Nice. Okay. All right, I got this thing.
All right. So I guess the tricky part now is that you'd have to hook it up to his own pod. Do I know how to
if it's
do that?
big enough, can I just fit it in there? You know.
How many spaces does your pod have?
I believe you said 6 earlier, but where would I find that at?
It's in your servos.
Servos. Pod. Space 6.
What?
Pod. Space.
Oh,
6.
okay. Hold on.
So can you just like eat this thing and call it good, or?
Yeah, we could probably just fit it in here. Seal it up. Maybe throw a bungee cable or two on it.
If you want to put the battery in your pod, it'll take up 4 spaces.
Okay, I can live with that.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, you're able to fit into your pod. It's
Excellent.
basically like a big pocket or a big metal backpack, kind of like what you just pried off the ball deer.
Okay.
So Zaci's done.
Sass is done.
Okay. All right.
So,
Well, it looks like you're up next.
all right. Is there? I mean, other than the rifle, which we already talked about, is there any other salvageable systems from the Baldir?
I mean, there's its head and its arms and its legs. You could, if you want, you could take its armor, but doubt it's going to be any better than what your Heimdall has.
Okay. So with that, I lower down the Heimdall from the ceiling, and I turn on. I start doing all the pre-flight checks for it. I turn on. I don't know if can I remotely, basically like just power it up, and have it like ready to go, so I can run in there and just like jump in the cockpit, or.
I mean, if you're like futuristic Usain Bolt, but you kind of have a limp, so it might be difficult.
That's true.
As in, I'm gonna have to say, I'm sorry, but you're just not fast enough to do that.
That's fair. Alright. So I lower it to the ground and I start double checking its, or I guess this bunch is triple checking its systems to make sure it's all good. And then I will call Damien. Damien, can that AI of yours remotely power up the Heimdall? I don't think I'm going to be fast enough to get up to there and into the cockpit.
Fenrir, is there any way the console down below that you could activate it in a way that activates the Heimdall? Like, could you interface with it?
The attuned sorting console only speaks with humans.
Well, could I trust you to stay activated? Let me down, and I'll hop right back in you after I smack some buttons down there.
Use the lift wire located at the back of the cockpit.
Okay, all right, Connor. Go ahead and get ready to get in that thing. I'm gonna hop down here.
All right.
All right.
In order to get out, Damien, you have to kneel. Have the Fenrir kneel and put it in a position where it won't fall over.
Okay, I kneel and I rest its arm on like I give it like a kneel and then like one hand on the ground to sturdy myself, and then the other hand up on the area that Connor is at.
Yeah, are you cool?
Like brace it. Yeah, and then I'm gonna hop out. I'm gonna climb up the hand and get to the area and run over to the console.
Dexterous, are we?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hop up and down and all around.
I'm a spry young lad. I'm gonna do what's cool.
All right, hop up onto the console, relieving Connor of his duties.
All right. I quickly show him, just in case he doesn't know, even though he probably does, which commands to input at which time. And then I start limping my way up the staircase to get into the Heimdall's cockpit.
All right. Connor, you open up the cockpit. Not Connor. Damien, you open it up, and Connor, you see it. You see a spot on the armor, sort of flap, open up, and extend a cockpit from it, where it appears it's been shoved into a series of tissue and sinew and muscle.
Ah.
The cockpit opens up, sort of like a little tube for you to enter.
All right.
and slowly slide yourself in. And as you settle into the seat, not only do you notice that a lot of it's pretty wet, there is also there's a suit in there.
Oh.
There is indeed a very, very thin, monotone suit that is sitting right next to the cockpit. Well, the chair. The seat.
Is it like a suit with a body in it, or like
Nope, no
all
body.
crumpled up, kind of? Okay. I guess I look it over and see if it could potentially fit me.
Well, pick it up on its own, probably not, but you're able to stretch it. Feels like it's the sort of thing that you'd probably be able to fit yourself into.
All right. I kind of like shrug a little bit to myself and was like, well, they did say to wear proper protection. And I go ahead and slide the suit. I guess the other thing is, does the suit fit over the top of my mesh?
Over the top? No.
Okay.
You could probably put your shit back on over it, maybe.
I guess I'll try that. I'll try taking the mesh off and then like seeing if I can put it on over the top of the suit.
You indeed can.
All right. What do I call this thing?
The suit?
Yeah.
Ava Unit 1 plug suit off. No. Don't. No. No.
Okay.
No. No. I know I'm being blatant, but no. Okay. Heimdall pilot suit. Just, we'll go with that. Shouldn't have started. It's all my fault.
What if he died?
I swear to God,
Okay.
I've seen more than just Ava. All right, well, you're able to fit it on, and if you'd like to put on all of your other protective equipment, you can do that too.
Yeah. Connor will be overly cautious and go ahead and put back on the different pieces of light mesh armor that he has. And then he will sit in the cockpit, and I guess he can't actually tell it to turn on or to unlatch, so he'll just wait for I'll wait for Damien to do that.
Okay.
Damien can
Well,
do
if
it
you're all
whenever he
sit-
wants.
Yeah, if you're all situated, I'm hopping back over. I'm gonna climb up into ye old Fenrir, and I'm like, hey, you miss me, buddy?
Wait, you're unclamping
Can't
it.
hear you as
right?
I'm still in the cockpit. of
Well,
a
you can turn it on. You just
deactivated-
can't.
Oh,
can
yeah,
unsecure
okay.
it.
So I hit all the buttons that he needs me to hit, and then I go do that.
All right.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you down. I'm not gonna leave you hanging.
All right. So I guess I decouple and then I hit the thing to turn it on,
All right.
and then I'll just. Do I know if this thing has an onboard AI?
Yeah. It
We looked
doesn't.
at the console earlier,
Alright.
and it
Okay.
told you which ones didn't.
So
I know. I just have a bad memory.
it does
No,
not
it's
have
okay.
an AI.
I was gonna say I recall it saying which ones did and which ones didn't.
Okay. So Heimdall does not have an AI. So
There
there's
are,
nothing to speak.
There are a few. There are some alcoves that you can rest your arms and legs in, each with little electromagnetic pads for you to rest those parts of your body on. And right as you start it up, immediately you feel like there's something directly obstructing your lungs under your rib cage. You feel a blistering headache, and you feel like you're your arms and legs they feel like they're almost asleep.
Hmm. Uh, I try to suppress the panic and focus on motor control and moving my arms and legs.
All right.
Do I need to roll something?
No, you're okay. You're able to just barely lean up against the back wall, hoping to steady yourself. However, I will say that um, all those spots that you're feeling tightness or soreness, or like it literally feels like there's something under your rib cage, and when you because it's on now, you can see the whole hanger, and you're feeling around on your chest, and it's kind of like it's as if what you're seeing, you're pressing against not your own chest. Well, you are pressing against your own chest, but as you're looking around, your Yatun is moving with you.
Oh, gotcha. So it's like full on, like we're in sync. I can like feel everything I can feel. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Uh, oh, okay. So it feels like I can't breathe because the Jotun doesn't breathe. Okay, gotcha. Um,
Well, you try to take a breath. The strangely enough, you actually feel the chest rise and fall a little bit. Um, but you yourself, you feel like you're being constricted by something that you and this mysterious force that is within the Yatun is not familiar with.
okay. I kind of like carefully like lower myself back down to a sitting position, and gasping for air, I disconnect myself from the Jotun pilot seat.
Okay.
And I guess stumble forward and panicking and panting, I will like as quickly as possible start stripping off my armor as I'm like struggling to breathe.
All right. As you take all this heavy ballistics, you find it easier to breathe, a little bit better. Throw the helmet off, toss it to the side, rustle your hair a little bit, and you're okay.
All right. Having PTSD flashbacks of all of his uh, bad experiences being a defunct pilot in the academy, kind of he has like effectively like a mini like anxiety attack um in the cockpit, but eventually
Oof.
Connor regains his composure and is like, come on, I can do this. We need to do this, otherwise we're gonna die here. Come on. And he kind of struggling a bit and like also like very much like forcing himself to it, he gets back inside the pilot seat and like grabs both of the magnetic locks on the side and reconnects to the Jotun.
All right. Once again, you go through the whole startup sequence. You feel your brain become foggy for a moment, your vision blur before it slowly fades into, becomes clear once again, and the tightness that you were feeling is no longer there. You feel your arms and legs are movable, and the headache that you had before is now gone.
All right. I will slowly rise back up from the hunched over against the wall position. I will move my arms back and stretch out, stretching like my neck and legs to try to feel like the full range of movement of this new colossal sized body.
All right, you well, it's It's a lot simpler than you thought it would be. Breathing
Strange.
feels possible. And well, I probably don't have to tell you, but it's a good feeling not having a bum leg.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that scene from Avatar. You remember that scene from Avatar?
Which Avatar? Oh, you mean yes. So Connor like stretches out, like feeling like twisting and turning, and he kind of like looks down at his mechanical or biomechanical hands. And then he speaks to himself. It's very strange. It's almost like an extension of myself. And he tries like taking a step forward, and he notices that he doesn't need to compensate for the nerve damage in his knee. He steps forward, and he's able to plant firmly. And then he steps forward with the other leg, and he kind of like bounces a little bit back and forth. And he kind of just instinctively starts letting out like a little, like joyous like cackle. That now that he's able to like feeling being able to walk and move freely, he starts to what would he do? You know what, yeah, he will go ahead and jump basically as high as he can with this Heimdall into the air and see if he can grab on to the like anchoring chains, which are presumably still like not that high up off the ground, but still. Basically, let's see how much air he can get.
By the way, there you go. There's your sheet. I totally forgot to fill it up with anything.
That's okay.
I'll
I can do something.
I'll give you with stats before session 2. I'm so sorry.
That's perfectly okay.
Oh wait, actually, I probably have it for the one from session 0, don't I? Oh my god, I totally do.
A genius, an icon.
I'm a genius. Here,
Damn,
Right.
if you'd have thought
You
about
already
that
said
like
what the
5
weapons
seconds
were,
earlier, if you thought about that 5 seconds earlier, he would have known a fucking thing.
it would have been totally fine. Okay, is there anything spoilery in here? No. Okay. You don't deserve that.
You don't deserve
You
that.
don't deserve that. You don't have it anymore.
No, how could
Okay.
this happen to me?
There, you.
I made my mistake. Oh,
There you go. Look at that. Just use the
evil
virtual.
one. Oh.
Use the virtual Knock Heimdall's character sheet for now. This is a bootleg ass session.
Attributes and abilities. No, it's not attributes and abilities. Okay, so the thing I need is. Are all of these stats the same?
What do you mean?
Like the mecha basic servo and weapons system. Okay, there's nothing additive in shields, but
Yeah, I think the only thing that I actually filled out was the servos and weapons. So that.
servo. I don't have the
Oh my God.
SP or the.
Well, you got the
kills
weapons.
system.
You
Got the weapons.
got the weapons. That is
Where's the
just
weapons?
so prepared for everything.
Can't find the.
It'll be okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just inept and I can't find the freaking.
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to find the weapon systems.
It's on the bottom here.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Heimdall.
Your claws.
I will just start copy pasting this all over real quick as you're doing your thing.
And your thing, which, by the way, is doing a big yump.
Big yum.
You want to do a big yump?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that would be a mecha piloting check.
All right. Let's check my. Wait, no, this one. There we go. Make a pilot. What did I get? Oh, I failed.
Well,
Oh, bro, you gonna fall on his ass.
that's a 3.
A 3.
Well, Connor, you're not used to hopping around. You use your Yotun's legs to propel yourself up high into the air, destroying part of the catwalk in the process, bending it irreparably and causing lots of sparks and things to fly everywhere, before crashing down and stumbling with a horrible thud that even shakes the inner parts of your cockpit, Damien.
Dear God.
And you'll see the AI, its sine waves become a little bit shorter for a second as it says, attempting connection with Heimdall pilot. And after a moment, Connor, you'll see a little heads-up display element show up on your left. That it seems to be a call from an NAA Fenrir pilot.
All right. His excitement. He realized, oh, I shouldn't have done that. He kind of like recalms himself a bit and straightens out, and then accepts the call.
You good in there?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay.
I
Yeah,
got a little carried away.
no, it's all right. These things have mechanical malfunctions all the time, I bet. Let's everything all right? Like diagnostics wise.
It's almost like a second skin. It's actually pretty incredible. They never had models like this in the academy, but I think it'll do just fine.
Okay. Well, I don't know how much I can help, but I'm not exactly all too familiar with these things myself. But if there's anything you need, let me know, buddy.
Well, you got that battery. I think
For
we
sure.
should be good to go.
All right. Well, how about we get a move on then?
Yeah, definitely. I guess is the hangar door something we can remotely control, or does the hangar door even work anymore?
Well,
That's a better question.
it's not actually closed.
There. Yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
just not closed. About what you see here on our actual Roll20 map is what you see, what you get. There's a
Gotcha.
long tunnel, probably not as many lights, but there's a long tunnel that presumably leads to some service ramps.
Gotcha. So real quick, the gun, like the rifle I'm taking, what are the stats for that? And what's that called?
If you have the Mecton book up,
Okay.
is on page 59, is a light cannon.
Oh, I overshot it. There we go. Light cannon, gotcha. All right.
And when you fill out the location, just set it to handheld.
Okay. Damage is 3K? What the heck?
3 kills.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'd imagine if you if you shot some little foot soldier with one of these things, it probably would be something similar damage-wise to 3K.
That would be
Yeah.
1 kill is equivalent to 25 wounds.
So either way, it would blow them the fuck up.
Yeah.
All right. I guess the only thing then is I need the SP and kills for the different plates of armor.
And I will provide that
well.
to you in between sessions.
All right.
Because I'm very
Yeah.
prepared, don't you know?
All right. Well, other than that, I got everything else. So yeah,
Alright.
easy.
Well then, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Also, I can't help but laugh that in the past 6 rolls we've had, 5 of them were ones. I feel like that's a statistical anomaly. At this point.
I should mention, I did a GM roll. That was also a 1.
Amazing.
It'll be a good time.
Isn't that like, I don't know how to calculate probability. I want to say it's a very low chance of happening, yet it happened.
Is indeed a very low chance. You guys are ready to go. It seems like you've gotten your battery put away. Not sure what you're gonna do about the Baldur, but we'll load it up in Jotnar.
Hmm.
We disembark through the tunnel.
Oh, you going?
Yeah, I'm good to go. Or
Yeah, you're good to go.
but, yeah.
All right. I assume Connor is also good to go. Get the hang of walking again. All right. Well, you fellas start to take the tunnels out, and after a little bit, you seem like you're kind of lost. So your Fenrir starts plotting a small course based on the floor plans that it has. So you walk through the service tunnels for a while, probably a lot longer than you would normally, considering there's normally supposed to be a whole platform that's supposed to take you around here, but seems like that's not in order.
It's like if you were playing the opening cutscene of Half-Life 1, but it was broken.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So eventually you find your way to almost the end of the tunnel that has been winding around and moving up for some time. You find a very large, what looks to be almost an oversized doorway, which is open with a series of lights leading up a very large shaft. Damn right.
Okay.
No loading ramp though.
No loaded ramp. Huh. I'm guessing our mechas are too heavy to effectively climb, correct?
It's interesting that you ask, because if you look at the far side of the wall of the look, what would you chute? I guess we'll call it a chute. If you look at the far side of the chute that leads up to presumably, hopefully, the surface, there are a series of handholds that you could probably see yourself climbing up.
Hmm.
You're free to give that a try.
Do we give that a try?
I
We
don't
give
see
that a
any other
try.
way.
Oh, then I give that a try.
All right. Well, Fenrir's obviously a pretty heavy boy. How much does he weigh? Can you check that for me?
Let me see here. Where would I see it?
It's in Mecha Basic.
Mecha Basic. Okay, wait. 33.5 tons.
33.5 tons.
God.
It'll be fine.
On my mecha, it says mecha name, Baldir.
Fuck.
It's okay, I'm fixing it.
God damn it.
But on the character sheet, it says Fenrir, so that's interesting too. It's all fixed.
It's all fixed.
Everything
I swear to
looks
God.
like the Fenrirs because it's got Fenrir ion guns, particle cannon, HP sword, all that shit. It's just that one little thing.
I don't know why I get him.
33.5 tons.
All right. It is YMR R01. There we go. All right. Well, you head up to the handholds, try and tug at them a bit. They don't immediately break off when you pull at them. So you're probably good to start climbing up.
All right, I'm gonna take a crack at it.
All right, and you start climbing up. You ever seen Spider-Man 1?
Yeah.
Boom, 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 and you start climbing up. And Connor, you've got pretty much no problem heading up. Pretty much no problem climbing. Because the Heimdall is so light. Not to mention, you can practically feel this as if it was a real ladder.
Oh God, there's gum stuck to it. Ugh.
Ew. There's milk paste stuck to it.
Oh no.
Alright. So, you guys continue climbing up, up, up. Somewhere I'm sure that you can hear some sort of woman singing about ladders and snakes, I'm sure.
Snader.
Sneeder. Until eventually, the lights seem to stop off near the end. And as you approach, you find you've hit a ceiling. What is, well, most likely the loading ramp. There is a big red handle near the bottom of it that you can just barely reach, Damien.
I'll reach out for it, and I will interact.
All right, you pull it, tug at it a bit. Oh boy, it's rusty. Oh man, it feels as if it's about to fall off, but eventually snaps open.
Oh, thank God.
And as it does that, you hear a big pop noise.
Good.
And you see, as the pop happens, bright lights begin to streak around from the perimeter of the loading ramp as it shoots up a little bit and slowly falls backwards, revealing to you guys, there we go, the sun-baked afternoon of a post-apocalyptic world, a post-war world.
Ah.
The sun is
Post-war.
beating
It's
down
so
on
black.
you. You guys are able to easily climb out of the hole. And let's see here.
Out of the hole we go.
It still looks completely black on my screen.
God damn it!
I don't know why it's on the B.
Because I have it automatically set to dynamic. Can you see, Jake?
now
I
I
see
see
a
a
bunch
bunch
of I see a bunch of dead
Oh,
mechs.
Both of you can see the background too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Could you see it before?
No,
Could,
I couldn't
could
see
Jake see
anything
it?
before.
I didn't see it until now.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we won't worry about it too much. Um, as you can see, the base has been utterly demolished. Demolished. With buildings barely left standing, a visible nuclear blast crater off in the distance, and
Holy
corpses of Jotnar littering the area. Most look scorched, some are laying on dried pools of fluids, some of them are still clutching weapons. However, noticeably, near the center of the area, there are two non-functioning models that look to be frozen in time. A Heimdall unit having stuck its claws into the clavicle of an opposing unit, entwining them in milk paste. And, actually tend to seem to stand out, however, as they seem to be relatively fresh, dissimilar to the corpses left around the base.
Wow. Got any idea what's going on with that?
Can I try to scan for any nearby life signs? I don't know how long range my scanners are, but probably not that long range. But
It should be 3 kilometers. Or at least that's as far as your sensors? Is that how? Yeah, 7 kilometers. Oh boy. Well, looking around here, not a lot. Certainly nothing in your immediate vicinity. However, of course, these two guys right over here, they seem rather interesting.
Fenrir, can you tell me what's going on with the two in front of us there? What's this weird stasis effect on them?
They seem to have been entwined in milk paste as they died.
Oh. Are
can our
they?
sensors tell how recent the bodies are compared to everything else? Like the two that are like different? Can we tell if they're like how much fresher they are than the others?
That seems a bit specific. I don't think they'd be able to do that.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
How about this? How about this? Fenrir, do the two that intertwined here, do they look like they were caught in the blast of the bomb? Any scorch marks? Any residual radiation on them?
In a word, no.
No. Okay.
The only thing that's covering them, aside from, well, layers and layers of giant's milk, is, milk paste that seems to have been strewn across them as they were engaged in battle.
So the milk paste is just the giant's milk that like powers. It's like in them to power them.
Well, if wait.
Or is this like planted by like a third party that covered them?
Oh, I never explained milk paste, did I? Okay. My bad. Milk paste is like it's a refined version of giant's milk that basically acts as napalm and also hardens and sticks to whatever it gets in contact with. It's used as a weapon.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought I had explained that somewhere, but I hadn't.
Okay, okay. No worries, no
That's
worries.
my B.
All right then. So there's this milk paste all over them. So that looks to be what became of their untimely demise.
no bomb residue on them, the nuclear blast. Fenrir, do you have any sort of if you could still tell where the nearest NAA base is there any record of what happened here? In your database or any database you can access?
It's thinking. It's thinking. Last known communication. Knock units located past DMZ. End transmission.
Okay, so this is definitely an NOK raid. Well, more than a raid. Looks like it's like a war zone. And we got caught in the middle of it, but or we're the center of it rather. Unsure what to inspect further about these two units.
I want to go up to them. Do any of them have like a functioning piece of equipment or like weapon we could salvage?
Well, the Heimdall, as you might expect, doesn't have any weapons. Not to mention taking parts from it would be difficult. But you'd probably be able to pry the Baldur's gun from its hands.
Alright.
And that is a stock NAA Jotun rifle.
Alright. I will use my Heimdall's claws to like try to like cut the Baldur's like wrist open basically, so it lets go of the rifle and like pry it loose from all of the gunk that they're encased in.
You slit the Baldur's wrists, and old, stinky, glowy giant's milk starts falling out of multiple tubes inside of it. However, the hand slowly opens as pressure stops being pressurized. I don't know. And the gun slowly it uncouples from the Baldur's hand.
All right.
And if you would like to take it, you may. Although, actually, no, you can hold that, but you might have to give up your light cannon.
What kind of gun is this?
It is a... Let me get it. Come on. It is a medium cannon.
Ooh.
It's just called an NAA Jotun rifle. Let me see if I can give that to you. There, I put the title in.
Yay. All right. And this is just the stats of medium cannon, correct?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. All right. Can I carry the light cannon on my back, or should I just drop it?
How many spaces does your torso have? Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's a sort of good question that you can't answer.
No.
Fuck.
Funny thing about that.
Yeah, that would have been a great thing to have prepared ahead of time. That's a good question, though. Make a... Well, you know what? A roll in your favor. Yes. If you want to store it on your Heimdall's back, light cannon is only 3 spaces, and a lightweight torso is 4 spaces. So, yes, sir, you can take that one to the bank.
Nice.
And put it on a, I don't know, magnet on your back. I don't know if that even exists.
Back magnets. The special ability of every protagonist.
Yeah.
Or weapons just glued to
Yeah.
themselves. Just don't worry about it.
It's no big deal. Don't worry.
I would like to think there's magnets or something.
Yeah, magnets is a legitimate thing. I don't know if Heimdalls have it. So as you finish up cutting this, hurting this poor unit model Yatun more than it already is, even though it's kind of dead. Let's see here. As you continue looking around, you hear a small pinging tone coming from your heads-up display, and therefore your console. Both of you are getting it. And it reads, "Distress signal incoming, unsigned, JHMR12." Let me put that in chat so you guys can see it.
Do we know what that code is, or is that a name of a Jotun?
It's probably the name of Jotun.
Hmm.
Suddenly the naming convention changed in the last 5 years.
So there's no model number. Okay. I guess I'll scan for where the location of the signal's coming from.
It is coming from about... Hold on. From... oh god, where is it? From this place. To... It is about 8 kilometers away. 6 kilometers away.
Okay.
And just mentioned the distress signal is continuing to ping.
Gotcha. All right. I'm slightly fast. Actually, no, I'm not. My movement speed's the same. How fast would it be to get to this direction of that distress signal?
Let's see here. Your movement allowance. How much does the Heimdall have? 5. Might have more. I don't know if you're a fastball or not. Anyways, so every 20 hexes is a kilometer, meaning it would probably take you half an hour or so, I think, to walk over there. Both of you guys, at least.
Okay.
All right.
And it is within your range for sensors. So if you'd like to answer the distress signal, it's definitely something you could do.
Okay.
All right. That's up to you, man. Because no model number, no designate. I mean, I don't know. There could not be. Factions
Fenrir,
anymore,
does the distress signal appear to be NAA or foreign in origin?
Well, as you can see, it is unsigned.
Yes.
Meaning,
No allegiance.
yeah, don't really know. The
don't know. Do we want to take the risk?
This appears to be all we've got to ride on for the time being. I say we do it.
Yeah. I mean, we are technically soldiers, even though, you know, what we fought for might not exist anymore. I guess if Connor has the ability to, he will respond to the actually. I feel like maybe we don't respond, because that might give away that we're here. Assuming, of course, that we haven't already been detected by nefarious peoples. So yeah. Connor will say, if you're up for a little bit of a hike, I think we should go check out the stress signal.
All right, I'm down. Let's get moving.
All right.
All right. And you're
As
not going to
quickly
answer
as-
the call, but you are going to head to the location?
Yes.
Okay, then. So, two of you start heading off away from the only place that you called home for a while, out into a brave, new, horrible world. At least one that you assume is going to be horrible. And as you do so, the camera pans out. You guys fade into the horizon. That's where we're going to finish up for tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Not too exciting, but we got all that funny exposition shit out of the way.
Yeah.
You're in the world.
We're in the world.
In the world.
End of the world. And we missed it.
And it's just
We're
like
late
Fallout
for the
4.
death of humanity, bro.
Oh man.
Okay. Ooh. I loved, like, spot on some of the descriptions you gave to these mechs. Like, you made, like, the bio components of the Heimdall, like, really feel gross. Like, props to you. Plus rep.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Oh.
Does anyone have any questions before I finish recording?
Questions. Well, gee, if, say, for example, I ever want to rewatch this, campaign, or maybe show it to some of my friends, where might I be able to find it?
On my hard drive.
God dang it, Poochie! I'm setting up for you to plug yourself.
Why would I need to plug myself? If I upload it, it's already going to be there. It's going to be only copy.
Yeah, but how
I
are
don't
you
know how you're
gonna
gonna
let all
find
the
it
people
otherwise.
at home know that you can, like,
There aren't any other
watch
people
the
at
whole
home yet.
campaign live at
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Kuczynski.tv.
Yeah. I think maybe I'll put together a little monologue for me to read through so that I can actually stream this next time. That might be nice. I gotta set it up in a way that I guess makes it. I gotta do some stuff to make sure this is all set up. Okay, well then I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna hit the